Mission 1. Mission 1.
What's up, my gaming girls? It's hired. How I'm doing? It's Hut Zero, the old school gamer, and of course the Ironheart of Xbox, and here once again with another video. Please, if you have the time to share and like this video, if you like any of the content, I am actually going to go into speculation town of what's going to happen this coming weekend for the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Man, we have a lot to talk about. So, let's begin with what we know so far. So far, we know that Starfield and Redfall is delayed till possibly next year. And we actually know that there is a possibility that both Starfield and Redfall will be shown at this weekend showcase. So I think right now everyone is very, very excited, and so am I, of what's going to be shown, because we found out that they're not just going to have one showcase, they're actually going to have two showcases this coming weekend. That is this coming Sunday, June 12th, and also June 14th for the extended showcase. Now, this is what we know so far. We know that it's going to be about 90 minutes each. So everyone has been throwing around a good amount of numbers of what is going to be shown at this showcase, and everyone has these high hopes for some amazing content they're going to show. I have a few thoughts of my own that I'm going to throw out there, but I'm actually just going to throw some truths. I believe that there are going to be some games that people hope are going to show up, but I feel that there might be some games that are being omitted because either A, they're in some type of development trouble, or maybe there might be a snag, or it could be a lot of things. And a lot of people online have been putting up a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt out there, and causing people to have a bit of concern. But rest assured, I believe that developers over there at Microsoft and Xbox Game Studios, they have everything well in hand. From sources that I've actually talked to, they have everything under control. It's the same development cycle that a lot of big AAA studios actually go through. They always go through these little snafus once in a while. Either it could be because there's been a shift in the management, or there could be something that they wanted to put wider in scope into the game, or there might be a change in direction. Maybe there's something that they actually found that doesn't quite work. So they do what you call they go through what you call scoping, where they look at the entire picture and they see how the game actually where it is, and then they say, oh, I think something needs to be changed. So let's just put it to this way. I think Fable will not be shown. Maybe they might show a clip it. Maybe they'll surprise us. I have high hopes that they might show something, but I'm not going to put it in there. And also another one I think will not be showing up. Well, actually, I know it's not going to be showing up. It's Elder Scrolls 6. Forget it. It ain't going to happen. That's a 2025, 2026. It's way in the future. That's not going to be showing up as well. Perfect Dark is another game that right now is in the hands of Crystal Dynamics, either to do a polish or maybe a refix, or they might fix something in the game, because we found out a lot of the artists, developers, and what have you, in some of the management shifts in the I believe it's called the Initiative. They either they changed hands, and they found out that Perfect Dark wasn't going as smoothly as they hoped, or maybe their ideas were so broad and there was nobody listening. So they gave it to Crystal Dynamics, and Crystal Dynamics is a very solid company that Microsoft has dealt with for years. So that is going to be something that will not be shown either. So let's go into what we do believe is going to be showing up. I believe that probably for the first day, everyone's been coming up with numbers, how many games are going to be shown, and I know for a fact they actually are going to put in at least 30, 34, maybe 35 games. Bigger than last year. Last year was around 30. I believe 25 of them, I think it was, actually went straight to Game Pass game day one. And a few of them actually have been delayed and actually went on Game Pass. I think about like either a week or a month later. So a few games that come to mind is a game called Contraband. Now, Contraband is actually made by Arcane Studios, I believe it was Arcane. Was it Arcane? Yes. Oh, that's Arcane Studios for Redfall. Redfall is actually gonna be made by Arcane. I believe it's the same studio that worked on Just Cause that actually is making Contraband. That's very interesting. I think Contraband is supposed to be a vehicular type of game where it's based in I believe it's in Mexico or I think so. Some of the outskirts of Mexico, where from speculation. Remember, this is actually just my idea, my thoughts. There's nothing put on paper yet. That it's going to be where you are, mostly in the vehicle, and you're actually smuggling goods, most likely across the way. And it's supposed to be a multiplayer type of game, where you can actually get out of the vehicle as well. So here's a wait and see. Some people even thought that because of Starfield and Redfall not being released this year, and those two slots are pretty much emptied out, that Contraband might be one of those games they might throw into the slot. Might be one of those surprises and show some gameplay. Now, remember, it's a 90-minute show, and they have a lot of games to show, and they might be able to omit some of those games from the first day and probably put it in on that Tuesday. And because they said that a few of the games on Tuesday are going to be newer titles probably people don't even know about or haven't even seen yet. So that could be something to look forward to. I feel like there's another game that comes to mind that everyone's been talking about. That is GoldenEye. I'm actually pretty excited about that because I played GoldenEye back in N64 days. Me and my friends used to stay up until probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we used to play multiplayer GoldenEye matches. Man, we had matches where we dealt with remote mines, and and we said that Odd Job, who is the smallest character, is banned because he is too small to shoot at. So, and also golden guns, where you only one shot kills. So if you get shot with a golden gun, you're pretty much gone. We had exciting matches where it was dealing with just rocket launchers and explosions. Man, we even hidden some mines behind doors. Oh man, amazing times. Trust me, I feel like GoldenEye. Well, they said it's going to be probably a remaster or probably they clean it up a little bit. Probably going to be running at maybe 60 to 120 frames per second on the Xbox Series S or X. Online multiplayer is a must. It has to have that. If it doesn't, that's a big L. But let's talk about some other ideas that I might have that might show up. Oh, I have quite a few. I mean, I'm gonna jump right into that wonderful train called speculation. The speculation train going to speculation town where the sun is shining every single day. Divorce rates are absolutely zero, and of course, the liquor is always never flat. I feel like people have been overlooking a few games or a few developers that kind of showed up recently. One was Tomonobu Itagaki, I believe his name is. He was the founder of Team Ninja, who was part of Tecmo, and he is the one who created Dead or Alive and the Ninja Gaiden series. He showed up on Twitter, I believe not too long ago. About I think it was like last month, and he just kind of showed up and said, "Hey, I'm back. I'm alive. I'm doing very well. I'm working on a new studio. If you have any memories of some of the games that I've actually created, please post it here." And everyone was putting up Ninja Gaiden. People were putting up the Dead or Alive series, and tell you about their memories and all that stuff. I put up all the games that he actually played, that he actually made, and he was ecstatic, and he actually had put his heart into it and heartfelt things into it. And he said, and I kind of passed the line on to Phil and said, "Hey, guess who showed up?" And I'm hoping that they actually go into some talks, because you know what I mean. Tomonobu Itagaki was Itagaki-san was really wanted to work with Microsoft again and Xbox again, because they're the ones that helped out. They helped him out, bring some of his visions to life. I mean, the Dead or Alive 2, the Ultimate Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, and Dead or Alive 3, which was actually an Xbox, the original OG Xbox exclusive. Ninja Gaiden, which was also an Xbox exclusive, and Ninja Gaiden Black. I mean, and he said that the system was powerful and worked with what his vision. And of course, he brought out Dead or Alive 4, which was also a Xbox 360 exclusive, and also had a special guest, Spartan. Wasn't 117. I forgot what it was, but it had a female voiced character. And everybody loved it. And he actually had a special stage which actually showed a few of the ships, the ghosts, and the I think it was some of the Covenant. Actually, I think it was on the Normandy. I think it might have been. But man, fun times, man. I mean, the online was on point and everything. I digress, but what if they decided to bring him out and say, "I'm working on a new IP, an IP that you probably never heard of," and he's going to either or maybe he even got the license back for the Ninja Gaiden series. I mean, you notice lately they actually brought the Ninja Gaiden Sigma trilogy or collection to the Xbox Game Pass lately. So maybe, possibly, they might kind of throw that in there and say, hey, you know, we're working on a new Ninja Gaiden. Could be an Xbox exclusive or possibly multi-plat with Xbox's help. Who knows? Here's another bit of jump, if you will. Phil Spencer has been playing Banjo Kazooie lately, and you notice that he actually also put in a couple of achievements, and people were kind of, you know, a little bit of a question mark, saying, why would he, why would he be playing Banjo Kazooie so close to the, you know, to the event? You know, I mean, just this weekend actually, and people were just throwing up some kind of speculations and saying, hey, maybe, possibly, we might be able to see our nice little bear and bird make an appearance as a reboot. Maybe Banjo, Banjo rebooty, or Banjo 3E. I don't like the name. I don't like that name, but hey, there's a possibility. Everybody's been speculating and getting excited and getting jiggy with it, so to speak, about that game, and the crowd went absolutely nuts when they actually announced the Bear and Bird showing up and Smash Brothers. There was a huge crowd roar when they actually announced that, and believe it or not, Bear and Bird still very popular, still alive and kicking, and I am looking forward to seeing what they do with that IP, because it's been laying dormant. It's been in Microsoft's hands for quite a while, and they have not done anything with that IP yet. So, pardon that noise. People were actually honking their horns outside. But hey, man. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine them actually announcing that? I tell you what. Mic drop moment. It will be a mic drop moment. Phil. Trust me. If you actually do that, or even a reboot. I mean, if you even do a reboot, I've heard rumors that possibly the guys at Double Fine might be working on something. Maybe they had some time on their hands to actually reboot the awesome duo. We'll see. Here's a few other ones that I actually. Oh man, I ideas just bubbling in my head right now. Let's talk about a few things that happened recently. As you know, Call of Duty is no longer in PlayStation's care, because I believe their contract supposedly is supposed to expire this coming Friday. And also, if you noticed that PlayStation no longer has, or Sony no longer has the marketing rights to Call of Duty. So we already know that during the Summer Games Fest, they're going to show the first. Oh, so I'm sorry. No. My apologies. Tomorrow they're going to show the first the first reveal of Modern Warfare 2 remastered, or rebooted. I think it's actually going to be remastered of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and they already had a few players, a few content creators flown to their headquarters to get a first hands-on look at the new Call of Duty, and we're probably going to see it tomorrow. But here's a caveat. Here's the thing. I don't. What if they don't show everything? Maybe what if they actually kind of sneak in and show something interesting during the Microsoft the Xbox and Bethesda showcase? Yeah, hey, this is there's always a possibility, but then again, maybe they don't want to be redundant, so showing it twice it doesn't make any sense. Plus, of course, the Activision Blizzard deal is not quite solidified yet, so maybe that'll be a little premature. But we'll see. We'll see what they actually do. Um, then let's go into some other ones that reared their pretty little head. There's a huge gap right now in the X and the holiday calendar. We already know that Forza Motorsport, the new Forza Motorsport, is going to be supposedly coming out this coming fall, because it's, let's just put it this way, it's in its final stages. What I've heard, it's in its final stages, and I heard it's supposed to be full on ray tracing, full on like high fidelity, going at roughly, not roughly, 60 frames per second, I believe there's actually going to be, I'm hoping there's going to be two kind of modes, maybe performance mode and quality mode. We don't have any ideas what exactly is going to be in the game, but I heard they actually put a lot of detail on tires, tire pressure, the treads, ground, heat, and what have you. I mean, there's a lot of thought they put into. They had the passion of the cars in there, and I believe Aaron Greenwald, I believe his name is. He actually has a huge passion for cars, and I mean, Turn 10, they know what they're doing, and since they even entrusted Playground Games with Forza Horizon and the Forza Horizon series, which was doing phenomenally well. As you know, as you probably heard, Forza Horizon 5 has surpassed 20 million players, 20 million active players, and that is awesome, especially for a racing series. I mean, a racing series, the only way for it to thrive is actually it has an active community, and Forza Horizon 5 is it. I might have to jump back into it because I haven't been on Forza Horizon for quite a bit. And there's so much to do in the game. You really have to have a lot of dedication to finish it. Then let's go into a few studios that are pretty much in the finishing stages. We were talking about, what about Avowed? Avowed is one game that's made by Obsidian, and Obsidian I would consider the Insomniac of Xbox Game Studios. They really know what they have. They run a very, very tight ship. They know how to work their schedule. They actually know how to crunch well without stressing anything out. And the games always end up being quality. Look at The Outer Worlds. Look at Grounded. Even though it was in beta, the game is solid. There's a lot to do in the game. The things that they added into the game, I believe they actually are supposed to take it out of beta actually very soon. I mean, I think it's this week. I mean, and the exploration, the insects, the additions. I mean, the pond. There's so much in that game. If I know a lot of people are, not into small AA games, but you gotta give it a try. Same thing as Sea of Thieves. People were writing it off, but you know what? It has a very, very strong community. Grounded has a very strong community. Try them out. Try them both. You'll love it or hate it, but at least you tried it. It takes a long time to get into it, Playing by yourself is kind of boring. Playing with friends, mwah, chef's kiss. Um, but getting back to Evolved, I'm sorry, Avowed. Um, from what I've heard, and this is what I've heard. Okay, these are all rumors. Uh, Avowed is supposed to take place in, of course, in fantasy world. You can deal with dragons. You fight. You have magic and enhanced weapons. And I actually heard they also might have, I think handguns or special guns or fantasy guns in the game. Which with magical bullets or magical abilities or what have you, armor, and of course you can be able to enhance your weapons, and there's a huge world to explore, caves to actually like you have underworlds, you have overworlds, almost like Elder Scrolls, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit not as broad, but more linear in the sense. And I'm not sure exactly what the story is going to be like, but hey, what if they show it this coming Sunday? I mean, and also, what if? And shout out to Mr. Boomstick XL. Man, I love you, man. I love your content. You're awesome, man. I hope that I can be able to work with you one day. What if they actually decide to say, hey, we are, here is Avowed, here is the gameplay, probably gonna show 5 minutes, maybe less, maybe 3 minutes of gameplay, maybe some clippets here and there, some events in the game, and then it said, oh, we're gonna be releasing this coming fall. Maybe we'll say fall 2022. Or maybe they don't have an exact date, or maybe they'll actually use the date 11/11/22 to make up for the lack of Starfield, which actually was supposed to come out that date. I mean, hey, you never know. I believe, and this is my thought, I don't think they're going to put an exact date on there. This is me. I think they're not going to put an exact date on there, but they are going to be bringing it out this year. But they'll say fall 2022, and then until they actually get the green light to push to actually bring the game out for whatever month it is, the best month to bring it out, I would say, would be November, possibly December. Because let's just say Contraband decides to come out. I think that might come out in August. I think Contraband might come out in August. Because remember, Redfall has not coming out either. Redfall is going to be pushed until next year. I believe Redfall might come out possibly in February or March, and Starfield might come out in I would say maybe April, May. Or maybe they'll switch it. Maybe they'll make Starfield come out earlier. Maybe it'll come out in February instead of April, and vice versa. We'll see. All right. Oh yeah. Here we go. It's more speculation. Okay, some fireworks for you. Sega. Everyone's been talking about Sega. Sega might decide to show a little bit of love to Game Pass by saying, hey, if you want to play Judgment and Lost Judgment, it's coming out on Game Pass such and such a date. Maybe we'll have a little blip, say, hey, you want to play, play that, you want to play Judgment, because remember, the entire Yakuza series were exceptional on the on Game Pass, and obviously they had a lot of praise for having those games on Game Pass, and you know what, new players, people actually played it and loved it. I played it. It's huge. I mean, it's a long series. and I haven't got my opportunity to get through everything in its entirety yet. But the game is more like a fast-paced Shenmue. It's really good. Also, you can go into the arcades in the game, and you can pay people play classic games like Space Harrier and Outrun and Afterburner. They are actually in the game. So, you know, if you like classic arcade games that you get to play occasionally, or you like a weird but quirky game talking about a young yakuza trying to move up into the world, it's worth a shot. Um, Now let's talk about a couple of other ones that I kind of threw in there. No one knows what Compulsion is doing yet. Compulsion is kind of like that dark horse, and I actually mentioned this several times, especially when I go on to, when I'm in the crowd in the some of the chats, and I even in some I put up some super chats. Shout out to Cole Eastwood, and as well as Mr. Boomstick, and who actually hosts on Double Barrel Gaming. There is a wonder of what Compulsion Games is actually work on. If you don't know who Compulsion Games is, Compulsion Games created the game called We Happy Few, and also there's another game called what's it called? Concept? No. Contrast? I believe it's called. Yeah, it's called Contrast. It's a game where you play as a young little girl who has been going through some issues with her mother and her father, or her stepfather. And because of her curiosity, she created a shadow that you control to actually get her through most of the stage, so she could get answers. And all the story is actually contrasted on the wall, or as shadows, to tell about the story. Very, very amazing. Listen, try it out. It's a very short game. It's an easy 200 gamer score. 1,000 gamer gamer score. You just gotta try it out. It's simple. You can get through the game probably in about an hour or two. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth the time. But what kind of game do you think that Compulsion Games is actually making? People had speculation where they were actually working on a weird type of what is it? A mix of I don't know, a few other things like. So I think that there could be a few others. I don't know. A few other ideas that I have. Compulsive Games is like I said once again, a I don't know. It could be something else. But moving on. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right. Here's a good one. Here's a real good one, actually. I think that right now, since they have the opportunity of getting some JRPGs onto the platform. Now, think about this. JRPGs are one of those things that Sony had a very tight grip on, and it's really an opportunity to really push the envelope of some great games that actually missed the boat on, such as Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is no longer well no longer it's no longer in Sony PlayStation's little exclusive on PlayStation little splashes. And if you noticed, and if you notice it, it sets up the opportunity to say, "Hey, um, Final Fantasy VII." They show integrated, and then they show a little blip, and then it says available now on Game Pass. You can download it now. That would be huge. That would be gigantic. Then what else? What else can they add? What if they decide to say Persona, like for instance, let's just say it gets dark, and then the words Atlas comes up, Sega comes up, right? Then Atlas comes up, and you're like, whoa, can this be? Can this be? And then all of a sudden you hear the Persona soundtrack, and then you see like everything kind of popping up from like Persona 5, and you're like, and then as soon as everything is all over, it's all said and done, it says, yes, Persona 5 now available on Xbox, console, and also day one on Game Pass. Huge, absolutely huge. And then it kind of cuts off, and then it says also available. Then it shows Persona 4 Golden, I think Golden, I think it was called. And it says that's also available on Game Pass, or be available on Game Pass today, or something downloadable on Game Pass today. If they do that, you know what? You might as well just shut the internet down, because it will explode, and everybody would be like, you want to. I'm telling you, fans are going to be flocking to Xbox like no tomorrow. People are going to be like wanting to get an Xbox Series S, because they're available now. You have the ability to jump on a few other games that they probably never played before, and Game Pass subscriptions will explode all over the world, especially in Japan, because Japan, as you know, they are dealing with downloadable games are a huge thing. So you can actually put it through, and I'm telling you, this is something that will be huge, gigantic, monstrous. And I tell you what, if they can get that audience, everyone else will follow. I believe that the UK numbers will actually increase as well. Let's get into some other Japanese games that people have been kind of sleeping on as well. As you know, fighting games are a huge thing, and there's a few fighting games that never reared its head, and there is one company that I don't know what happened. It's really kind of shunned Xbox for who knows how long, and it's kind of frustrating, not just to me, but a few people who love their games. I mean, yeah, granted, they brought out River City Girls for Game Pass. River City Girls 2 is supposed to be coming out. Then I think the Double Dragon series. I think it was there was a collection, but it was all separate. So you had Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stones. Then of course they also had Super Dodgeball, and Renegade, and I forgot what other game. I forgot what the other game was. What was it called again? I think it was soccer. Was it a soccer game? I forgot what it was. Anyway, but they brought that out for Xbox. But no Guilty Gear. No Guilty Gear. I mean, and then of course BlazBlue, another one. I don't understand what happened. I mean, after Central Fiction came out, there was no more BlazBlue games that came out for Xbox at all. None for the Xbox One, none for the Xbox Series yet. So I feel like the next BlazBlue that comes out should come out for Xbox. BlazBlue cross game that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know what the heck happened there. It came out for the Switch, but it didn't come out for Xbox. It came out for PlayStation. It even came out for the PC, but it didn't come out for Xbox. You know what? It's very spooky. So I look to Arc System Works. Arc System Works actually is the company that brings these games out, and makes the decision if they want to bring it out for the Xbox ecosystem. I don't know what it is, and I actually reached out to Phil and a few others about that. I even talked to Chris Charla, or I left a message anyway. He hasn't responded, but I was asking, what's going on? How come Arc System Works and a few others are not willing to play ball with Xbox? Hamster Studios did a few games before for Xbox. There's another company, and they actually did show up during the Xbox Series presentation. I think it was like 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. No, 3 years ago, over at the Tokyo Game Show, and they showed up, and they were actually part of the reel, but they haven't delivered any games that deal with the hamster name. I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, right now the numbers in Japan are staggering. They're actually eclipsing the 360's pace in Japan. The 360. Now, this is talking about 360 at its peak. Is actually eclipsing the sales right now. So when you look at that, I don't see what the issue is, and there must be some kind of maybe a cultural stigma. I don't know what it is, but it needs to be fixed, because right now the Xbox train is actually moving pretty fast, and the numbers right now are getting larger, and now no one can really they can't really deny Xbox's success. So let's move on to a few other ones that's been talked about recently. Okay, we talked about Forza. We talked about that. Coalition. Oh boy, the Coalition has. I think they have a few surprises for the showcase. Number one, they might do a teaser for Gears 6. I don't think they're going to show the full thing. I think they might show a logo, or maybe even like a little glimpse of the character models of Gears 6. But I believe that they are going to show the Gears or the Marcus Phoenix collection. They're going to do, like, which actually has a remastered versions with ray tracing and 160 frames per second gameplay, and remodeled cinema scenes and all that stuff. It's going to be almost on the level of the Master Chief collection, and where they actually redid, remastered Halo 2 from the ground up. I feel that they're going to do that with Gears 1, or Gears 1, Gears 2, Or I think there might be. I think it's going to be Gears 2. I think it's going to be Gears 2, maybe Gears 3. They might do a touch up, but that is what I feel is going to show. And trust me, if they do that, all the Gears fans are going to be going wild with all the maps. All the maps you could be able to play. All the maps are going to be available for all the players for Gears, Gears 1, 2, and 3 for the multiplayer. You're going to have Horde mode. You're going to have all these modes. You're going to have the 4v4s. You're going to have we got capture zones, zone captures. You're going to have everything. I have a feeling it's going to be great. I think it's going to show up this coming weekend. Wow. And I can go on and on. I mean, there's and then of course there's also a secret project. We don't know what the secret project is. I mean, I already mentioned the Gears, the Gears Marcus Phoenix collection. I think there might be one more thing. I think they're going to show something that they never thought would be shown. I've been hearing rumors that they might show it during the event. So we'll just wait and see. So now that we actually talked about realistic, let's talk about. Let me talk about what my beginning and would actually be like. Number one, in the beginning, I have a feeling they're going to show Starfield. Starfield is going to open up the show. People are like, why Starfield? Well, the reason why is because everybody's been anticipating Starfield. Starfield is not going to be showing up this year, so people have plenty of time to actually to kind of get their lips wet about Starfield. So they're going to show first glimpse of Starfield, probably the first 5 minutes of the game, and then they're going to say, we've been happy with all the fans who are anticipating this game. And they'll probably apologize again about the delay, and rest assured and everything, we are going to be bringing it out spring, or I don't know, maybe winter 2023 or first quarter of 2023. Who knows what it is, right? Second video they're going to show, most likely, it's going to be, I think it might be like something that we heard that they might show. They might show Avowed. I don't think Avowed. I don't think they're gonna show that second. I think they're gonna say that probably in the middle, because people are gonna have this. It's gonna be a lull where people are gonna start falling asleep, because they're gonna probably show some games that from some indie studios that are really big that people don't know about, and then they're gonna need something to kind of pick them up. So Avowed, I think it's gonna be in the middle of the show. Redfall, I have a feeling it's gonna be towards the end. But the ending is going to be the big surprise. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Killer Instinct. Let me say this again. Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct is has a huge community behind it. Recently they had a combo breaker of 8. Was the top 8 recently. That was actually in Illinois. Killer Instinct is still strong. People are still playing it, and if you actually seen some of the matches, man, I mean, come on, you watch the back and forth. The characters are so balanced. There's anybody's game. There is nobody really overpowered. You just gotta know what you're doing, and just it's easy to play but hard to master. Killer Instinct. So, rumor has it, recently, there was a little conversation between Dustin Legary and I believe it was Dustin Legary and not Paris, Ryan McCaffrey on Twitter recently, and they had a little discussion talking about how KI was it's a great game and I actually love it, but I feel like KI2 might be a I'm loosely ad-libbing, but it's probably not going to happen. And Ryan McCaffrey said, well, I mean, judging by how the game has done, it's probably not going to happen. And then, and of course, Dustin actually said, well, if they actually add Saberwolf into Mortal Kombat 12, I'll be interested. Then a tiny little tweet kind of just popped up out of nowhere by Ed Boon, and he says, "Oh," he said, "an Xbox exclusive." Yeah. Now, I may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but if Ed Boon comes out of nowhere and kind of puts in his 2 cents for a game like that, I would stand up to attention. I would stand up to attention to that. I mean, I really would, because that kind of perked my ears up, because there was rumors. That NetherRealm Studios has been working on a secret game, and they didn't say what company they're working for, or or what kind of game it actually is. But Ed Boon actually did kind of hint that he was making something, and it said it's not Mortal Kombat 12. But if he says any more, he will be in trouble. But he mentions an Xbox exclusive. Okay, let's do the math here. If he kind of shows up out of nowhere, so close to the event, I feel like something is going to happen during the Xbox Bethesda Showcase that's going to just completely shut down the internet. Imagine if he came out probably towards the end of this, because I mean, I think that Mr. Boomstick actually did the perfect introduction, or the perfect introduction, and how they would actually go about putting in there, say having but here we go. I hope you're listening, Mr. Boomstick. I hope you're listening. I don't think it's gonna be Phil Spencer that's gonna be coming out. No, 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 no. I don't think it's Phil Spencer that's gonna be announcing it. I have a feeling that what's gonna happen is Phil Spencer is going to be on stage, okay, and he's going to be talking with not Ed Boon, but talking with Booty, Matt Booty. Matt Booty is going to come out, okay, and he is going to be talking with them, and he said he's talking about acquisitions and what have you and stuff like that. And then what he's going to do, he says, we do have one acquisition that we were trying to get our hands on, and I know a lot of folks have been mentioning about about acquisitions and speculations and such, but we're just going to let you know that a certain company would like to announce it themselves. Then everything goes black, right? What's going to happen is you're going to see images, a whole lot of images. Like, you're going to see, you're going to hear, baby fatalities. You're going to hear a bunch of arcade games. You're going to hear a bunch of things that are going on. A lot of stuff that NetherRealm Studios kind of got their hands on, right? And then all of a sudden, you're going to see kind of Matt Booty coming through on the screen, and said, "Hey, how you doing, Phil?" And as you may know, that I am actually Ed Boon, the owner of NetherRealm Studios, and it is my pleasure to announce that we at NetherRealm Studios is now a part of Xbox Game Studios. Then he'll say, as you can tell, there has been a lot of projects that we have been working on, such as Mortal Kombat 12, which will still be coming out at such and such a time. But there's a certain project that we have been working on. Everything's been near and dear to a lot of the fighting fans' heart. Now, then, screen goes black. And then you're going to hear like whatever kind of thing, stuff like that. You're gonna see flashes, and then all of a sudden you're gonna probably see their rendition of the KI symbol come up, and then you're gonna hear Killer Instinct, and then all of a sudden when the screen goes black and everything, then it's going to say Ultra Combo, different one from a different voice, probably like one of the voice actors from Mortal Kombat. Maybe they'll do the Ultra Combo kind of thing, and then all of a sudden you'll probably hear something that only Ed Boon would do, kind of like say flawless victory or something like that, something wild, something crazy like that, or whatever it is, or oh man, I don't know, something wild like that. I think that, whoa, mic drop moment. End of show. Then people can anticipate, I don't know, maybe day 2 on some newer games. Maybe there'll be a lot of indies or whatever, but people will actually go into the second show with the shock and awe. 1, a lot to talk about on Monday. 2, and here's another caveat. On the 9th, I heard there was supposed to be a little mini show that's supposed to be showing something, I don't know, something a little different. Who knows? But I heard that the rumor has it that they're working on a new console, possibly a smaller one. People were talking about it's going to be like a stick or whatever to stick into the computer, stick it to the TV or whatever it is, like one of those Fire Sticks. But then people said that rumor has it might be a smaller box with a controller for the price of $99 with a controller. Now, once again, I'm not really a smart guy, but when you think about how people like cheap products with great content, it's a no-brainer, especially for those who actually want to save money. And you can be able to buy other accessories with the rest of your money. And maybe if you like to stream products, stream games and stuff, what have you, this would be like a no-brainer, and it would sell crap tons. Then I heard there's supposed to be a way to be able to play your games directly onto the computer. Onto the TV, without a Fire Stick, so you can be able to stream it and be able to use your controllers without having to have any necessary consoles with it. Yeah, buddy. Can you think about it? Think about it. It's gonna be wild. And then of course they might show talk about a new service such as demos for a lot of the developers. They can actually, instead of bringing out full games, they can actually bring out demos of games that are coming out way out into the future, and you could be able to play those games before the games come out, give them their feedback. Come on now. And they're really jumping into Sony's playbook with that one. This is all speculation. Remember, this is only rumors. So we don't know if that's going to be true. But if they do something like that, wow. That's really, you talk about revving up competition. And of course there's a few other rumors as well. You could talk about maybe some other acquisitions they've probably been working on. Who knows? Maybe even a couple of guests might show up. We don't know. But I know it's supposed to be like some kind of mini show. on the 9th. Don't quote me on it. We don't know the exact time, but I know there's supposed to be another Microsoft event. That's going to be happening on the 9th. That the 9th is Thursday. It's coming Thursday. So sit tight for that one. Now one special note before I leave you guys. On the Twitter Spaces, this is sneaky. All right. Sarah Bond actually retweeted a quote from, I believe, from the Xbox team, or was it Xbox Game Pass team? And this was recently taken down, by the way, so you won't be able to find it. It was only up briefly, but she retweeted about June 14th, talking about newer trailers and interviews and what have you, right? But she actually quoted. She said, expect even more news and games, more news and newer games on June 14th. Now I'm kind of thinking, I'm saying, wait a minute. He said even more. Now remember, she said even more. Now, does that mean after the June 14th show, there's supposed to be even more they're going to be showing? There's going to be more things they're going to kind of reveal? Hey, I don't know about you, but my mind right now is it's churning. Maybe they have so much stuff to what they want to show that they don't know what to do, how they're gonna distribute it. Maybe they just got like an overflow event. Maybe it's just something that they're probably gonna do on the internet. Maybe there's another event they're gonna do. Who knows? But right now, it's been recently taken it down. So maybe there was something that she wasn't supposed to say. But maybe it had something to do with Game Pass. We don't know. All I know is that rumor has it. This is a rumor. It's not set in stone. But then again, they did leak it. That Madden 23 is supposed to come out day and date on Xbox Game Pass. Now we're not talking about the 2-hour demo. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the preview. No, we're talking about the actual game. Not the trial. The actual game. You get to play the entire game in its entirety with all the bells and whistles and everything for as long as you like, as long as you put Game Pass, and it's going to be on day one. Now, if this is true, this will solidify Xbox Game Pass as the place to play sports games and what have you day one without paying a penny more for only $14.99 a month or $1 for 3 months when you for it's an introductory. It's unbeatable and it's undebatable. So hey, take it from me. The choice is obvious. Okay. That's the price of like 2 slices of pizza. I mean, shout out to my man King David, Lord King David from the ILP, the Iron Lords podcast. All you guys and everything are doing fantastic work, and I hope to work with you guys again. Work with you guys soon. Man, I wish I was working with you guys again. That would be great because I already work with you. But yeah, let's end it with this good note. I think this show is going to be it's going to be talked about. This show is going to be talked about. It's going to be huge. I'm excited. And I hope you enjoyed my speculations. I really think that this show is going to be worth it. It's definitely going to be worth it. So why don't you go ahead and if you liked anything that you have heard, and if you want to put in a couple of give me a like, or why not, or subscribe to my channel if you want to, if you're curious about what I'm going to be doing next. Also, put in some feedback. go to my Twitter handle. You'll see it on the bottom. Ask me. I don't know. I'm trying to find a good day and time after the events because the events are going to be happening so rapidly. And I'm going to try to because my work schedule is like crazy. But I'm trying to get the hang of this because I'm actually going to do this more. And I want to try to do this as often as I possibly can. So if you can, just give me some feedback. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know how the sound is. Let me know everything. If you critique. Let me know, if something is, too bright or out of place, whatever it is. Let me know. All right. So anyway, this is HUD Zero, the old school gamer, and of course the Iron-Hearted Xbox. And remember, just game on.